is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go. And today we're going to be doing something I haven't done before, but I've always kind of wanted to do, and I've low-key kind of touched on them in the past. But Pokemon Go has gotten real creative with their loading screens. So I took a screenshot of this guy, and there's a lot to actually unpack here. So, generally these come around, once every few months, usually to hype up whatever the new event is, whether it's, the holiday season and they like sneak peek, an Avalugg, or, sometimes they, or like the Ho-Oh last New Year's. Hello. But today we're going to be looking at this one because it has a lot of spice to it. So of course we have, the fireworks because New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, fireworks, all that good stuff. But, there's some other things that we really need to be looking at. So, first of all, you see the Hoot Hoot there, the shiny Hoot Hoot being released, nice little nod to that, very cool, very cool. There's this guy, Helioptile and Heliolisk, which we actually have a nice little, boom, thank you sir for posting this, Helioptile and Heliolisk. Going to be an interesting electric and normal typing Pokemon from the Kalos region. Now, Heliolisk at level 40 maxes out at 2600, and at level 50 maxes out at 2939. So not like a huge raid Pokemon per se, but could be very spicy for various PvP resources. This could be a really spicy Pokemon, especially with Volt Switch as a fast move, and then as its charge moves, we see Parabolic Charge, which is its signature move, so we see that. Very interesting. Thunderbolt, Grass Knot, and Bulldoze. Parabolic Charge being data mined could actually be pretty interesting. We'll see if it actually comes about, but definitely nods to Pokemon Go wanting to do something spicy with this Pokemon. Now, this is also Chinese New Year. It rolls around in February, and Pokemon Go always loves to do a Chinese New Year event featuring red Pokemon, Growlithe and Darmanitan being featured there. Red Pokemon, very cool, very cool. And whatever the year of Pokemon is. And last year was the year of the Ox, they did shiny Miltank. Now, this year is the year of the Tiger. And who is that? But the saber-toothed tiger Pokemon, basically, Raikou. So we see Raikou there, so we could be getting something very spicy for February's first legendary Pokemon, because Regice leaves raids February 1st, so hopefully we anyway, but Raikou, very spicy, hopefully will be coming around February 1st. Now, the other Pokemon that no one's really said anything about, though, is all along the bottom here, you actually see these flowers, right? No, they're actually Pokemon called Flabebe. Now, they're all over the place on this bottom ridge here of this loading screen. And if you gotta look at some of the events coming to Pokemon Go, the latest of which just dropped now is Community Day Classic is going to be starting up. And that's going to be Bulbasaur on the 22nd, featured for 3 hours, so classic Calm Day hours, 2 to 5, very classic Bulbasaur. We could see some spice, especially some of the classic Pokemon from Year 1, being Tyranitar, Dratini, Dragonite, Tyranitar, Metagross, all being really cool Pokemon from Year 1. Ring in New Year's, no. Coming in January. Alright, so some of the other cool things happening in January, Mountains of Power and more. We'll skip past all this raid stuff because, let's be honest, no one's going to be raiding in January. So we get past, all this, and then New Year's event, so we have the Hoot Hoot, which was featured on the page, right? Mountains of Power, okay? And interesting mountains from Johto and Sinnoh. Could we see Flabebe? Hello, it's Joe from the future. So, I'm about to say something about the Mountains of Power event, which we just got new news. So, I'm about to say about Flabebe. I still think Flabebe is coming at some point because, yes, and the whole premise of this whole video. But we just got news on the Mountains of Power event, so let's go ahead, rock and roll with Season of Heritage Mountains of Power event. So, Spark has decided to go into the mountains, and he's found the second mechanism that has something to do with rock and steel type Pokemon, reminiscent of the mountains in the Johto and Sinnoh regions. So with that being said, there's half walking distance with your buddy Pokemon to earn hearts, which is dope. Very cool. So instead of 2 kilometers, I think it's going to be 1 kilometer, is how I'm interpreting that. The cooler one would be if it was like half buddy distance, which we haven't had in a while, which would be like if like 1 km buddy would be half a km, or like a legendary buddy, which is 20 kms, would be 10 kms. Timed research, so there's going to be timed research, very cool. Wild encounters. Now this is where it's actually really cool, including for the first time ever in Pokemon Go, Shiny Slugma. Shiny Slugma is amazing, 10 out of 10 shiny. Magcargo is also really good. And then, let's see, we also have Zubat, Machop, Geodude, Slugma, Nosepass, Barboach, Onix, and Ferroseed as the wild encounters. Everything can be shiny, which I think is the first time they've ever done that. There's usually always at least one Pokemon in there that's just kind of thrown in. Like, okay, you can't be shiny, but, you know, not everything can be exciting. But no, this time, they're like, no. We heard everyone complain about how bad January is. This is the saving grace. Everything can be shiny. Raids. All the 1-star raids can be shiny, and there's some good ones in there. Beldum, Bronzor, Beldum for obvious reasons. Bronzong is actually pretty good in the Great League. Onix. They really like Onix. I don't... Alolan Geodude, that's kind of nice, like, I guess. 3-star raids. Ursaring and Donphan are just surprisingly popular. Like, the people that like them really like them. So, for those fans of Ursaring and Donphan, they can be in raids. Guaranteed XL candy. Metachan's been and probably will always be a staple of the Great League. Eventually it'll get a Mega Evolution. Absol can be shiny. One of the really top tier shiny. It has a Mega Evolution, so, you know, it's just a good Pokemon. 5-star rates, Heatran. Okay, we're not gonna pull any punches here. Heatran. Mega Aerodactyl. Mega Aerodactyl is gonna be really cool. Bar none. It's gonna be really cool. Rock Flying type is gonna be just massive attack. Very cool. Very excited for that one. And can be shiny. Field research tasks, Alolan, Geodude, Slugma, Mawile. All can be shiny. Dope. And yeah, that's the Mountains of Power event. And now go ahead, get back to the rest of the regularly scheduled video about this new loading screen, which I stand by everything except that Flabebe was going to be launched during the Mountains of Power event because, like, Flower Mountains. But you're about to hear that, so no more spoilers. See ya. Being added during this Mountains of Power event, possibly being a, you know, mountain flowers, very common theme throughout the world. We might be getting Flabebe as part of a flower event, perhaps. But the electric and steel type being the most likely drop point for Heliolisk and its evolved form Helioptile. So that's going to be very cool, very spicy if they are going to be, if they're not going to give us raids, they're at least going to give us some cool Pokemon in 2022, especially with, again, this loading screen, very interesting, a lot of very cool and interesting little spice details in there with Flabebe, Hoot Hoot being hidden in a tree there, nodding to Hoot Hoot in the beginning of the month of January. You get Raikou there, you hear the tiger, and then red Pokemon for the Chinese New Year also is very common. And again, Heliolisk and Flabebe both being featured very prominently on this loading screen. So that's going to be it for today's episode. Very quick, very to the point, because I'm excited. I also just found a huge Froakie Nest in Royal Palm Beach. Commons Park is currently a Froakie Nest, so I'm going to grind here for a little while. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode. If you did like it, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. If you're enjoying the series, please subscribe. And as always, God bless, and see you for another episode of Pokemon Go.